What is poppin'? It's your boy Mr.BandClap, and we in the building with another short video. Had to switch the scenery a little bit. I'm in my favorite shady spot with the trees and nature and all that good stuff. And while I was out here, I was thinking about some of the readings and stuff that I've done, and also thinking about the different changes and stuff that I went through in my life, learning this information. And it was one thing that always stuck out in my readings. And the main thing that stuck out was when you talk about the Orishas and when you talk about these deities and stuff like that. And especially when you look at the mythology that a lot of these deities have. Well, we know when we talk about the Orishas, the Orishas are nothing but archetypal energies that we all possess in some type of way. When I'm breaking down natal charts and stuff like that, I can always equate a certain zodiac sign combo to a Orisha or a deity. And then it's like, once I add the mythology to it, it's like I'm telling their life story. So that's the reason why I named this what pataki or what mythology are you playing out, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. Because since we don't learn this type of information as a child, a lot of us, we live our lives in a very lost type of way. We don't really know our purpose. We don't really know why we decided to come here. We don't really know the gifts and talents and the powers. You know, some of us, we may have a little synopsis. You know, we may have a little inkling of what we think our purpose is and all of that stuff. But it isn't until you really, really tap in to this type of knowledge that you really, really start learning about yourself. But until you get to that point, you know, things can be a little depressing sometimes because you're lost, you don't know your way. You might feel cursed. You might feel, why am I here? All of these negative type of thoughts, because since you don't understand yourself and since you don't know this information so you can really learn who you are, it's like you're walking around naked. You know, you're fully exposed, you're lost. It's easy for you to get attacked and all of these other things because you don't know your power. So in my readings, I like to take everything that I've learned about breaking down different things in my own life, in my own chart. And that's what I use to help other clients learn about their purpose, learn who they are, learn what patakis that they're playing out that they don't even realize. I know with me, like I always tell y'all, this is before I did any type of rituals, or this is before I spoke with Babalaos and they saw Legba, they saw Eshu, they saw all these things in me. Before I got a professional confirmation about this, I always embodied the characteristics of Legba and Eshu, even without me knowing it. And since I didn't really understand where these things came from, I didn't understand why I was always the oddball. I could never understand why it just seems like I'm always alone. Why it always seems like that I got all these gifts and talents and things like that. But the gifts and talents that I really, really have a passion for are the gifts and talents that none of my family accepts. I always wondered why I had such a yearning for wanting to learn more about the dark side, more about all of those things that I was told to not get into, to not pay those things any mind. And those would be the things that I would get the most knowledge, and I would get just the most miraculous and motivating things from, even when it comes to different people. When I really, really started to look into the patakis, and I really started to really study about Eshu, and I really studied about Legba and all of that, and I started to see such a significance of those stories, and I saw such a significance to that energy. because it was something that I was already embodying myself. This was a straight segue to me getting to know my inner child. And once I got to know my inner child, as you can see, the rest is history. So I want to ask y'all, do you know what mythology you're playing out? Do you know what deity you represent? Well, as y'all are searching for that and looking for that answer, I got a clip that I want to show y'all. This is a baby Oshun, and in this clip, we were doing a Everything is Everything reading, and the first call that we had, I broke down her name, and she was just so fascinated on how so much of her life path had to do with her name. You know, so much of her characteristics and different things that she went through had to do with her name. So this clip is from the second conversation that we had, where she went and took the things that I said in the first conversation, did her own research, and she found out some very fascinating things. And in this clip, you're going to find out what pataki that she was playing out, that she didn't even realize that she was playing out. She really didn't realize how divine this transformation that she was going through really was, until someone like me had to come along and just remind her, just give her that roadmap to remind her of who she is. So, like I said in the last video, this is a real reading and a conversation that I had. And if you watch this and something is tugging at you, you feel like this is something that you want to find out about yourself, and you would like to get a reading or a consultation from me, go to my website, www.bandclaptv.com. All right, y'all, this is my short. I hope y'all enjoy this, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
We left off at the part, we talked about my name, we talked about my 11th life path. You broke down my middle name, my first name, how it creates beautiful magic, and we haven't done the natal chart nor the soul urge.
Okay, so I'm curious to see what was the research that you was talking about, because you were sending me those messages while I was at work, so I really wasn't able to really see what you was talking about.
Oh, okay, I'll read them. You are actually very on point when you said my middle name. It makes me think of the baby Oshun, and I mean, it's beautiful. I actually went back and did the research, and it's on this website called Name Echo, and it says that Monet, the symbol color for Monet is yellow. I'm like, wow. I said, wow. And then it was on point. When I saw that, I'm like, that was confirmation. And I knew that you really know what you're talking about, and you're not just, some pimp spiritualist out there. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah, because like I said, there's a few names out there where it's like, when you got this name, it's like a standard. It's like a standard that you inherited. Like, I don't know no ugly Monets. I don't know no ugly Mercedes, and I don't know no ugly Jasmine, and all of these names that I said have something to do with that beauty type of energy.
Yep, you are right.
So that's dope. I'm glad that you were able to confirm that, and you went deeper than me, because I didn't even go that far into it. It's like, when I see certain things, certain stuff pop out, and it's like, as soon as I saw Monet, I didn't even really have to look that deep into it. I was like, okay, so that's where the baby Oshun is at. And then, and just by looking at you in general, looking at your face, and because I can tell a lot about people just by looking at their pictures. That's why I always be asking people, I want to see what you look like.
Right.
I bet you don't really look too far different from your baby picture. You don't look too far different from the way you look as a little girl.
Right.
Which means that there's still a innocence about you that needs to be protected.
Yes.
when we see that type of innocence as a man, it activates the natural urge to protect, the natural urge to look after, because it's
right.
Because that type of energy. This is something that Oshun was telling me about, how we compartmentalize love too much. But it's almost like when we see a woman, when we see a girl, and she got that innocent type of disposition about her, it's almost like a daughter. It's like we almost kind of look at them like a daughter. So it's like, even though we might be attracted to you, we still have that father-like energy. Like we gotta protect you, like if you're our daughter. So that's the reason why I always say the most dangerous version of Oshun is the Oshun that knows that she's a baddie. The Oshun that acts like a baddie. Because he's the version of Oshun that can really break a lot of men's heart and really turn a lot of men rogue.
Really?
Because it's something about when a woman have that innocent disposition, but she's not really innocent, and she be out here breaking niggas and, you know, leading men on and then end up messing with another man, and these are the versions of Oshun that really, really turn a man heart hard. Because you got the Orishas, you know, but the Orishas, they're like the baddie that's gonna let you know, like, yo, like, I ain't no good, I'm bad news. Yeah, I got a nice body, you know, yeah, I got that snapper, but I'm bad news, baby. You don't want to deal with me. So, so it's kind of like, oh yeah, she gonna warn you. You know, she gonna let you know, like, I ain't good for you. So if you decide, if you decide that you want to go ahead and still test it, and then you get hurt, it's almost like you brought it on yourself. But when Oshun goes rogue, that's a whole nother, because you never see that coming. You never see that coming. Like that's the type of energy to where even if your friend tell you, like, yo, like, I seen your girl over there all up on this other dude, he'll be the type to beat up his friend, like, man, shut up, man, you lying, man, you just hating on us, you just hating on my relationship, you know, you was always a hater, da 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 da. And then once the truth finally reveals itself, that's a whole different type of hurt. You know, that's why I really, when I see baby Oshuns and I see that they got that innocence, I really have to go within and be like, okay, baby Eshu, what do you see? And the baby Eshu, he gonna go up to your child, you know, he gonna go up to you and he gonna be like,
are you a baby too?
If a baby Oshun don't pop out and be like, oh, baby too, no matter how innocent you look, you know, I know to go the other way. You know, and for a man, it takes a lot of, what they say, discipline. It takes a lot of discipline in order to look at a woman like, looking like Bernice Burgos, looking like, what's her name, Jada Waiter. You know, looking like Saweetie. These are all mulatto. These are all wayward Oshuns that'll mess you up if you're not in tune with your inner child. So that's why the things that I talk about is very important, not just for women, but for men too.
Right, yeah. Right. Now for the Oshun part, I also did some research because I listened to your reading several times. You know, you might listen to something once, but the next time you hear it, you might hear something different. You know, like when Brother Panic says, you may hear words, but within those words is a frequency. You get what I'm saying? So, with the Oshun, I did some research, and a lady was like, yeah, your Orisha may be Oshun, but however, you might have that Orisha over your head to learn those qualities about the Orisha. You may lack those qualities. So for me, I'm gonna be honest, like, I feel like when you did a video about Oshun, you know, turning to that ugly bird and her going up to heaven, I feel like I've been that bird, and I'm slowly trying to become that peacock in a sense. Because like for me, growing up, yes, people tell me I was a pretty girl, but I never believed it, which is very, very sad. No child should question at 12 or 11 years old about their weight. You know, kids worry about how much they weigh, how they look. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I didn't fit the beauty standards. So I feel like, yes, Oshun, I may resonate with her, but I resonate with the part of her being the ugly bird, you know? So maybe in this life I'm here to acquire and learn about it, you know? So that's just a little bit something, yeah.
Okay. So remember in that Pataki, how the reason why she turned into that ugly bird was because it was a job that needed to be done for the people. It was beyond her. You know, this was the earth. The earth was about to be flooded. Everybody was about to die. Everybody was about to drown. There was this real big rainstorm, and because this is another Noah story. God, aka Olodumare, was mad at the earth because you know there was a lot of evil that came to the earth. You know, because when these Orisha energies entered the earth, they entered a duality. They entered a form of duality. So it's like as soon as these Orishas hit the earth, they split. So, you know, they came to bring a lot of good things, but since we live in a world of duality, as soon as the people started to use these energies, they started to do bad. Some of the people started to use these energies for bad. You know,
right.
so a lot of bad, a lot of negative stuff started to happen, and everybody tried. You know, everybody tried to appease Olodumare to get him to stop. Oya, the goddess of the wind, she tried to. Everybody was depending on Oya because she's the goddess of the wind. And they're like, no, like if anybody could make it up there, it's Oya. But she couldn't even make it. So Oshun, you know, she's the beautiful peacock, and she's just looking around, the beautiful princess, and she's like, damn, like everybody else is trying, but can't nobody else do it. Can't nobody else do it. And and she was thinking, she was like, okay. Oshun has the power that she can transform into any animal. She can transform into any animal. She can transform into any living thing. That's one of her powers. So she was like, damn, I feel like if I can transform into the right type of bird that's durable enough to make it up there to heaven, maybe I can convince them to stop the rain. So she thought about it. She was like, well, you know, she was thinking about, you know, Oshun, she was thinking about all the pretty birds first. Like maybe I can turn into a beautiful little dove. Or maybe I could turn into a beautiful eagle or something like that. But the truth is, none of those birds were strong enough to make it to heaven. The only bird that was durable enough, the only bird that could stand the atmospheres and who could stand all of that turbulence in order to get up to heaven was the buzzard. And the buzzard was the ugliest bird that you can look at. But it can get the job done. So that's always the conundrum of Oshun. It's like, are you going to put your physical beauty to the side and get down and dirty in order for you to help your people? You know? Or are you just going to watch everybody suffer and you have that regret, feeling like, yo, I was the one that could have saved everybody if I could have just put my physical beauty to the side and because it's only temporary. You know, being that ugly bird to get the job done, it's only temporary. But the reward that you received, that's how she became the Queen Yalorde. That's how she became the Queen Yalorde. The queen of all queens. Because she was the only one that had the heart. And then, once she got up there to heaven, Olodumare was like, yo, why the hell do you care about saving these same people that laughed at you, that called you ugly, that said, oh, you can't make it, you can't save us, you can't do this. Why are you trying to save these same people? And that's another path that Oshun has to learn. You know, and it isn't something that I can say is easy because forgiving your enemies, that's a whole nother level of maturity.
Right.
So there's so much in that one little pataki. There's so many things that you have to put into perspective.
Right.
So with you being a Aquarius sun, that's the air sign.
Right.
And then with you being a Gemini moon, so you're all air.
Yeah.
You know, you're double air. So with you being this, and then also with you having this North Node, Aquarius is all about standing out. It's all about knowledge, getting the knowledge, and all of that. And then with you having the Gemini moon, you always got two choices. You always at a crossroads. And the thing about it is, with you being at Aquarius sun in the 10th house, it is your job. It is your job it is your job to stand out. It is your job to always pick the choice that's gonna stand out, no matter what it looks like on the outside, because it's divine. Because it's divine. You know, you're a Gemini moon, just like my granddad. So this is almost like me talking to him. You know, because I know a lot of times when it comes to different decisions that you have to make, different major choices that you have to make, when that choice comes out at you that sticks it out, and then you think about it, you know, you're like, damn, like, I gotta do this? Like, do it gotta be like this though?
Right.
So that's Oshun at the crossroads. You know? So this is Oshun at the crossroads. And while he's at the crossroads, you know, the baby SU is telling Oshun, you know what you gotta do, right? I know this is gonna be hard. You know, and Oshun is crying.
Yeah.
But after you get through doing the crying, and after you wipe your face off, you still know what you gotta do at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah.